Hey guys, I want to talk to you all about Twitch.tv. A lot of you have been to the website before, maybe you've even seen me. Hopefully this video gets a large enough and broad enough audience, so maybe some of you guys might not be familiar with who I am. My name's Asmongold. I've made content for the better part of 10 years. I've been a top Twitch streamer for also the better part of 10 years, and I have watched my platform degrade and turn into probably the worst iteration, the worst version of itself that it has ever been. And I want to talk about exactly where things stand right now, how we got there, and where I think that they're going. Now, just recently, there was a TwitchCon event where a very popular female streamer, Emaru, was sexually assaulted by a person at her meet and greet. Twitch decided to deal with this by ignoring it originally, lying about the events as they occurred, and then offering as a restitution suspending this person's account for 30 days. I'm serious. This is actually what happened. She came out and said it herself. You can watch her recent VOD on Twitch, twitch.tv/Emaru, if you'd like to find out for yourself. But anyway, basically Twitch totally mismanaged this situation. This also comes after the previous year of Twitch allowing another streamer to sexually assault two male streamers, also friends of mine, NMPLOL and Wake Wilder, one by kissing their hand and the other one by licking their nipple. This apparently didn't get as much attention because obviously it didn't happen to a girl, and it just wasn't as big of a thing. It didn't get as much traction. So, big surprise, Twitch decided to let it happen again this year, and luckily, and thank you for all of you guys that are not letting them get away with it. Today, I want to talk to you all about how bad it's really gotten, because a lot of you probably don't pay attention every day, and I think that really for your sanity, that's probably a good thing. Unfortunately, I do. So in the past, I think probably year or so, Twitch has, I think, become a worse and worse version of itself. And I'm going to talk about this, and I really want to make this very clear with this video, is that there's not one point of failure. And in fact, actually, I would say that it would be easier if I could point to one point of success. If. I can't, but theoretically it would be easier. The entire thing, it seems like, is rotten. It's rotten at the top, it's rotten in the middle, and it's rotten at the bottom. The moderation is wrong. The advertising team is totally, completely off base. The executive team seems to be completely disconnected. And when they're not disconnected, they're actively malicious, or at least indirectly malicious. Like, for example, misrepresenting what happened with Emaru's story. And the only time that things ever seem to happen, even slightly, is when Amazon, their parent company, tries to take control because they've totally run things into the ground. And hopefully this can reach some people at Amazon and they can realize just how bad things truly are. So the first thing I'd want you guys to all look at is if you go to twitchtracker.com, you can just look at the stats of Twitch. If you look at the beginning of 2025 and you look at now, it has been on a steady decline. And whenever I'm talking about a steady decline, I'm not talking about a 10% decline. We're looking at about a 30 to 40% decline in viewership from the start of the year up until now, with it just trending more and more downward. And this is even despite Kai doing a massive event last month and the phase subathon that's been going around this month. So after that happens, after that's over, I assume that it's even going to get worse than it even is now. And Twitch is even going back to its pre-COVID numbers. This is while at the same time YouTube is succeeding, Kick is succeeding, TikTok is succeeding, and Twitch is dying. Twitch is dying. Why is Twitch dying? Well, it's because they're killing it. That's the reason why. And let's talk about all the different ways how. So I think one of the meta level things that a lot of you guys here on YouTube probably know all too well is the advertising situation on Twitch. Ads are extremely prevalent on Twitch. Twitch has effectively incentivized creators into making a Faustian pact with Twitch and also, unfortunately, against their viewers in order to have to run a certain amount of ads per hour that will then guarantee them a minimum income that will allow them to make a certain amount of money. This amount of money is a very large amount of money, especially for smaller creators, and Twitch has effectively incentivized creators to kill their own platform and to kill their own streams. And as I said before, judging by the graphs, it's doing really well. So basically, the advertising situation with Twitch is that you get ads you have some streams that like this is an hour long per stream, right? And for every hour, it's 8 minutes of ads. This is insane. It's, I mean, like by next year, we're probably going to be at the level of network or cable television. So, and that's not even to count sponsors and other things like this. Twitch has constantly been behind in terms of technological advancements. They've decided to lock the, renowned feature of being able to, believe this, rewind a stream. They've decided to paywall the ability to rewind a stream without any sort of problems or having to go back to the VOD. So that's the way that they think about their product, and that's how much they care about you as a viewer. So while they're not spamming you with ads or allowing you to watch other types of perverse, deranged content, or also making you sit through a stream that has horrible quality, they're making you have to go back and rewind by opening up a second page. So Twitch recently has claimed to do something about the viewbot situation. Well, anybody, I'm not going to name names, okay? But we all know who's viewbotting. There are a lot of people who are still viewbotting at massive degrees, and Twitch has done effectively nothing. But one of the things that they have done is they have effectively killed the careers of a number of small streamers. I'm talking about streamers that are getting 20 viewers, and now they've been nerfed down to 4. I'm talking about streamers that used to get 200, and now they're getting 20. Or 40 or something like that. And for a creator like that, you have the difference between a part-time job and a hobby. So you have people that, at some point were making a good amount of money, and now because of this recalculation, it has just simply changed the way that it's being calculated, and it's completely killed their discoverability, and it's killed their channel. Not every single one of these people are viewbotting, and if they were all viewbotting, then the big streamers that are still viewbotting would have also been affected. So effectively, what Twitch's changes have done is they've punished and hurt small creators that actually probably weren't viewbotting, or if they were, it was maybe like their friend opening up their stream on a second channel. Oops, that was my chair, not me. Everything is fine. Yeah, it's basically they're opening up their friend's stream on a second channel. Oh, wow, it's 2 or 3 extra views. Meanwhile, you have people at the top that are viewbotting 10, 20, 30,000 viewers. So Twitch doesn't really give a fuck about this at all, and it seems like they're just letting all of these small streamers let their careers pretty much go by the wayside. And that's all at the same time, by the way, that nobody is getting banned for viewbotting. They're not trying to blacklist certain accounts with obviously that are viewbotting. They're not doing anything like that at all. So they've just let this situation get worse and worse and worse, and by trying to fix it, they've ended up punishing the lifeblood of what their community is, which is all of those small and mid-sized creators that really create the ecosystem. Twitch is a lot like a rainforest or any sort of a forest or something like that, where you have the very large sequoia trees, you've got the big trees, you've got the Kais, you've got the Hassans, you've got the Mies, you've got the XQCs, you've got the Jinxies, but you also need the shrubs, you need the smaller trees, you need the flowers, you need the mushrooms, and you need all the little bugs that are in between. And if you don't have that entire ecosystem, those big trees will also begin to die. And that's what we're seeing happening. You're seeing everybody's viewership going down. You're seeing people going on the platform less. And I think the reason for that is very simple. It's because the viewer experience has become increasingly worse because of more and more ads. You're having content becoming increasingly more controlled, and you're also just simply having people get tired of seeing the same thing over and over and over, and other platforms encroaching on Twitch's for a long time first mover advantage and finally gaining some foothold. So Twitch is basically being eaten from multiple different directions, and they're not taking it very well. Now, this also comes at the same time that Twitch has recently had TwitchCon. They've allowed their streamers to be sexually assaulted at the same time. And now we're seeing, too, this is something that happened a couple of days ago. Twitch put a streamer on their front page. And I hate to say this because it's just so weird, disgusting, perverse, and deranged, but I'm just going to say it the way it is. They basically had somebody who is a diaper fur. This is, I hate to explain this, but I think you need to understand it because Twitch understands it well enough to put it on their front page. They had a creator go on there that is putting their avatar and drawing art of very, very underage. Again, they're wearing diapers, of furry characters in compromising sexualized positions, and this is on the front page of Twitch. After the controversy of this happened, obviously this person was suspended, And then they were unsuspended for a day later. Less than a day later, you had a person who is a borderline furry pedophile that has been unbanned on Twitch that is drawing art of compromising positions of very, very deliberately underage characters. They've been banned for under 1 day. And so that's happening. This is happening right now. They are unbanned at this very moment. And this is also on top of, some of these things are so ridiculous and so bad. I don't even want to bring this up, but we've had obvious terrorist promotion that's been going on Twitch. We've had people make calls to kill other streamers or make, there was a person that said that if you, if there's somebody that lives in Florida, he's got $100,000 for you. If, something would happen to Destiny, who's another streamer on YouTube. This person, by the way, was not permabanned. So Twitch has cultivated and curated a culture of violence, abuse, borderline furry pedophilia, and this is what's normal on Twitch now. This is Twitch in 2025. And if you don't believe me, just check their front page. And the truth is that whenever Emaru, this is the streamer who was sexually assaulted yesterday, whenever her security guard that she had, and this was her personal security guard that she has to pay a lot of money for because of Twitch, of course Twitch can't take care of their own people, whenever their security guard had to forcibly restrain a person who was stalking her, what ended up happening is that security guard was then banned from TwitchCon indefinitely. So just so you guys have a frame of reference for this, the security guard that protected Emaru was banned from TwitchCon for a longer period of time than the streamer who sexually assaulted Emaru, who was only originally banned for 30 days. And the only reason why it wasn't longer, why that didn't happen and, they didn't get unbanned is because Emaru's manager pressed it extremely hard and ended up getting this person banned, and also the video came out. The original idea was they were going to be banned for 30 days. This is honestly, I really hope somebody at Amazon is watching, because what I want you to understand is that the moderation team at Twitch is completely deranged, the advertising team is completely misguided, and the executive team is completely disconnected. At all levels of this organization, they fail. And we're in a situation now where it's gotten so bad that people's real lives and livelihoods are being affected by this. You can say that, it doesn't matter, it's just words on a page or whatever, but when you have conventions, I think this is going to be the last TwitchCon, by the way. I cannot imagine anybody ever even thinking to go to another TwitchCon after this. This is it. It's over. Why the fuck would anybody go to a TwitchCon after the second? And also, by the way, as a streamer, these are things that I hear about a lot. Other people have been sexually assaulted at previous TwitchCons. They've been roofied. There's been plenty of other really bad things that have happened. A lot of these things have happened off of the Twitch, convention center. So some of these are not technically Twitch's fault. But if Twitch doesn't know about this and they're not planning accordingly, well, then they're dumber than literally every single streamer on the platform that's ever been to TwitchCon. And that's not a very good state of affairs now, is it? So anyway, that's pretty much where things stand right now with Twitch. So you have, again, pedophile furries that are getting unbanned in less than 1 day. You have people going to the official Twitch convention with little to no security, being sexually assaulted. You have viewbotting that is effectively killing small streamers and ignoring large streamers. And you have moderation that is so very obviously politically and socially motivated. I feel like they should just come out and say that they're sponsoring certain people, or maybe certain groups. I think one of those groups seems to be Hamas, unfortunately. And the truth is that I don't really see this getting any better until people actually start speaking out about it. And that's why I want to make this video and really explain the extent of how bad this is. Because I know that people can see the Emaru clip, or they can see the furry clip, or they can see, the executives at Twitch trying to pretend to be influencers rather than actually doing their job. But I think that what really is condemning is the fact that all of these things are happening at the same time. They're happening at the same time, they're being actively protected, And this is the last thing that I want to end with, and the main thing that I want to talk about is the fact that Twitch, whenever this event happened yesterday, Twitch lied about the way that the event happened. They explicitly lied. It is verifiable. You can literally look at video and you can see that it's not true. And the reason why they're doing this is because they're trying to minimize the situation. Twitch is a platform that only cares about optics. Their moderation team has never had any principles, but now the principles that they do have are not principles. They're now weaponized. And the platform is degrading. People are leaving. And this is not an opinion, right? This is a graph. This is what the graphs are showing. And I don't really see it getting any better. So I'm making this video as a plea to anybody that has any sense, anybody at Amazon, anybody that has any awareness, please get this shit under control. Something needs to happen before this website kills itself. It's basically already killed its main big event, and I don't know where things are going to be next year. It's really sad. I've been on Twitch now for a little bit over, probably a little bit under 10 years now, and I've been, well known on Twitch for quite a while also, and it's sad to see such a deliberate and unnecessary thing happen to a platform that I've been streaming on for such a long time. I'm really sad to see it, and I wanted to make a video and talk about this because I feel like a lot of other people in my position don't really want to. They don't want to rock the boat for whatever other reason. And YouTubers do it, but they're not streamers. I do a lot of both. And that's why I want to talk about it, bring everything together, and show you guys just how bad this really is. And I'm sure that really, I'm probably only scratching the surface. And I think that it is time, it's past time for a degree of accountability and a genuine change. I don't know when that's going to happen, but if it doesn't happen soon, I can pretty much assume that Twitch is going to keep going downhill. So anyway, guys, hyperbolic, it has been for a while, but I think that hyperbole is becoming reality. So that's about all I've got. Let me know what you guys think. If there's anything I forgot, I missed out on, that I forgot to mention in the video, make sure to let me know in the comments, and I'll make sure to talk about those later on. So anyway, guys, thanks a lot for watching. I'll see you later. Peace.